Are there any other votes? Announce the results.
Ayes 90, noes 0.
The resolution is adopted. Congratulations, Ms. Cancel. So I would like to thank all of the invited guests, friends, and loved ones joining us in the chamber today for this very special occasion. First and foremost, on behalf of all the members and staff, congratulations to our 3 new members, and welcome to the People's House. The journey you're about to embark on as a member of this body will be one of the most rewarding experiences of your life. The ability to have a career in public service is few have the opportunity to enjoy, but it's one that you take up today. I have to say to you, the work of a legislator is not easy, and the days will be long, extremely long at times, particularly wait till the end of session. But always remember the passion and conviction that rallied your constituents to your side. Remember the vision that you share for a better future for your communities and its families. This is where you will find strength and resolve. You need to fulfill your obligation to the people you were elected to serve. You've been given a precious opportunity to change the course of many lives, both in your districts and all across the state. With this charge comes tremendous responsibility. I encourage you to be bold in your pursuit of the solutions that your communities need. And once again, I want to congratulate you and welcome you again to the People's House. Mr. Morelli.
Thank you. Yes, Mr. Speaker, it's my great privilege to introduce formally to the members our 2 majority members, and I believe Ms. Corwin will introduce the new minority member. Let me begin with Jamie Williams. Jamie Williams was elected to represent the 59th Assembly District. Originally from Trinidad and Tobago, she came to the United States in 1999, settling in New York City. Education has always been at the forefront of Jamie's life, from getting her GED when she first came to the United States to earning her master's degree in social work at Fordham University. Ms. Williams believes in giving back to the community. She has over 8 years of experience counseling women and children that were the victims of domestic violence, particularly appropriate today. In 2007, Ms. Williams founded Empowerment Equals Courage to Heal, Incorporated, an organization devoted to raising awareness against domestic violence in the community. Following Superstorm Sandy, Jamie was employed by Catholic Charities, Brooklyn and Queens, to work in Brooklyn with residents that were affected by Superstorm Sandy, particularly in Canarsie, Bergen Beach, Garrettson Beach, and Coney Island. Jamie is a member of the Canarsie Lions Club and the 69th Precinct Community Council. She is a graduate and participant in the city's CERT program, a volunteer program that prepares our community for emergencies by aiding police and fire departments during a crisis. She has served as a member of the Mill Basin Civic Association and Brooklyn's Community Board 18. Please join me now in welcoming Jamie Williams to the chamber. Thank you. Let me now introduce Alice Cancel, who was elected to represent the 65th Assembly District. Born in Puerto Rico, her family moved to the South Bronx and then to the Lower East Side in the 1970s. She has lived on the Lower East Side ever since, raising her 3 sons. Alice is married to John Quinn, a retired labor leader. Prior to her election to the New York State Assembly, Alice worked for 26 years as the area's district leader. She also worked in the state Senate and in the New York City Comptroller's office. She has long been recognized as a Lower East Side activist. She has served in many capacities as board member, chair, president, volunteer, founder, and community leader in numerous organizations in her community. Alice has been a liaison between offices dealing with many issues ranging from potholes to noise proliferation. She has been an advocate for individuals in private and public housing, assisted homeless families and children, and worked with domestic violence victims to assist with legal representation, counseling, and providing for emergency food and clothing. Please join me now in welcoming Alice Cancel to our chambers.
Ms. Corwin.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Minority Leader Brian Kolb asked me to introduce our newest member today, and he gives his regrets. He's unfortunately recovering from knee surgery, and the recovery is a little bit longer than he thought. So if I may introduce Ron on his behalf. Ron Castorina Jr. was elected to the 62nd Assembly District in the special election that took place April 19th. The district includes parts of Richmond County in New York City. Ron graduated from St. Francis College and SUNY Buffalo School of Law and served as a first lieutenant in the New York Guard Army Division. He also served as a Board of Elections Commissioner on Staten Island, working to bring much-needed transparency to our voting process, and has successfully built and grown his own law practice over the past decade. After many years of giving back to his community in any way he could, Ron plans to bring a spirit of service and dedication to his new position. As a representative of the 62nd Assembly District, Ron will fight for our children, the veterans, and seniors so often left overlooked by government, and the patchwork of small businesses and union labor that makes Staten Island so great. Currently, Ron lives in Richmond Valley and maintains his law practice in Eltingtonville. And he is accompanied today by his parents and his three brothers. And if you don't know who his three brothers are, you'll find them in the crowd. They look just like him. So if you could please extend an introduction and a congratulations to Ron Castorina Jr.
Once again, congratulations to all three of our new members. Mr. Morelli.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Speaker. Congratulations to our newest members. And if we could begin on page 3 of our main calendar, we're going to begin with Assembly Resolution 1225 by Ms. Jean-Pierre, who I understand wishes to be heard on the resolution.
The clerk will read.
Resolution number 1225, Ms. Jean-Pierre. Legislative resolution memorializing Governor Andrew M. Cuomo to proclaim May 3, 2016 as Domestic Violence Awareness and Prevention Day in the state of New York.
Ms. Jean-Pierre.
Today's resolution proclaims May 3rd as Domestic Violence Awareness and Prevention Day in New York State. In the United States, approximately 1 in 4 women and 1 in 7 men will experience physical violence by a domestic partner in their lifetime. Victims of domestic violence suffer from a greater number of health and mental-related issues than those who have not been abused. Effects can last a lifetime and can severely impact a victim's well-being even after the abuse stops. I want to thank all those advocates here today and across the state for their invaluable contributions. I hope everyone will join me in supporting this important resolution and speaking out against domestic violence. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
On the resolution, all those signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, nay. The resolution is adopted.
Resolution number 1226, Mrs. Gunther. Legislative resolution memorializing Governor Andrew M. Cuomo to proclaim May of 2016 as Mental Health Month in the state of New York.
On the resolution, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. The resolution is adopted.
Resolution number 1227, Mr. Thiel. Legislative resolution memorializing Governor Andrew M. Cuomo to proclaim May 1st through the 7th, 2016 as Small Business Week in the state of New York.
All those in favor signify... Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Thiel.
Every year since 1963, the President of the United States has issued a proclamation announcing National Small Business Week, which recognizes the critical contributions of America's entrepreneurs and small businesses. As part of National Small Business Week, I am taking this opportunity to highlight the impacts of our outstanding entrepreneurs, small business owners, and others in our great state by offering this resolution celebrating Small Business Week. Our state's small business play a critical role in generating economic prosperity, and the effort poured into them by ordinary citizens across our country reflects the hard work and determination inherent to those who we are as a people. This week, we renew our support for these engines of growth and recognize their incredible contribution to our state. Here are some facts about small businesses in our state. New York's small businesses employ over half, or 3.9 million, of the state's private workforce. Currently, small businesses make up 99% of all employers in the state. In New York, small businesses created 154,000 new net jobs in 2012. Small patenting firms produce 13 times more patents per employee than large patenting firms. More than 2 million small businesses in New York, 7.2% of the national total, are located in every region, community, neighborhood of the state, making New York a great place to live and operate a small business. And those small businesses are diverse. Everything from agriculture to Main Street. Those are the small businesses that really make this state great. And finally, as of 2012, there are 709,000 minority-owned businesses and 725,000 women-owned businesses in New York, many of them small businesses. New York has made it a priority to remove barriers in state contracting. So on that note, Mr. Speaker, I wish to offer this resolution in support of having the governor proclaim this week as Small Business Week in the state of New York.
Certainly. On the resolution, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, no. The resolution is adopted. Mr. Morelli.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members should turn their attention to page 45 of the main calendar. We're going to begin our work with calendar number 495 by Mr. Dinowitz.
Clerk will read.
Assembly number 87, calendar number 495. Mr. Dinowitz, an act to amend the private housing finance law.
The bill is laid aside.
Assembly 425, calendar number 496. Mr. Abenante, an act to amend the highway law.
The bill is laid aside.
Assembly 646, calendar number 497. Ms. Rosenthal, an act to amend the civil practice law and rules.
The bill is laid aside.
Assembly 723, calendar number 498. Ms. Rosenthal, an act to amend the private housing finance law.
Bill is laid aside.
Assembly 1861C, calendar 499. Ms. Mayer, an act to amend the social services law.
The bill is laid aside.
Assembly 2290, calendar number 500. Mr. O'Donnell, an act to amend the executive law.
Bill is laid aside.
Assembly 2295A, calendar number 501. Ms. Jaffe, an act to amend the environmental conservation law.
Bill is laid aside.
Assembly 2513, calendar 502. Mr. Mosley, an act to amend the correction law.
Bill is laid aside.
Assembly 2825, calendar 503. Mrs. Peoples-Stokes, an act to amend the education law and the social services law.
Read the last section.
This act shall take effect on the 365th day.
Clerk will record the vote.
John.
Are there any other votes? Announce the results.
Ayes 107, noes 1.
The bill is passed.
Assembly 3450, Calendar 504, Mr. Wright, an act to amend the Social Services Law.
The bill is laid aside.
Assembly 3727, Calendar 505, Mr. Wright, an act to amend the Administrative Code of the City of New York.
Bill is laid aside.
Assembly 6806A, Calendar 506, Mr. Avenatti, an act to amend Chapter 435 of the laws of 2011.
Read the last section.
This act shall take effect on the 120th day.
Clerk will record the vote. Are there any other votes? Announce the results.
Ayes 86, noes 9.
The bill is passed.
Assembly 7171B, Calendar 507, Ms. Warner, an act to amend the Environmental Conservation Law.
Read the last section.
This act shall take effect on the 120th day.
Clerk will record the vote. Are there any other votes? Announce the results.
Ayes 97, noes 0.
The bill is passed.
Assembly 7231, Calendar 508, Mr. Den Decker, an act to amend the general business law.
The bill is laid aside.
Assembly 7504, Calendar 509, Ms. Mayor, an act to amend the labor law.
Read the last section.
This act shall take effect January 1st.
Clerk will record the vote.